Opening statement for me is really pretty simple. I think these players did a great job today of just working hard and finding a way, especially coming out. I call the Little Rock game a strange game because we had injury to players who normally see substantial minutes, and then obviously the double overtime loss that we had against Lafayette. You know, I changed, and they can tell you, I changed the tone of practice starting yesterday. It's probably different for them. They probably thought, what the heck is going on with her? But I think it was important because the shift clearly happened with our team as far as how much they were engaged in what was going on and their self-monitoring of each other. And specifically in shoot-around, I think they did a great job. And so I do believe some of that does correlate on the floor because the one thing I noticed they did a great job was the communication was really good defensively. That's probably one of the first games you've seen us mix it up that much defensively where, I mean, you know, at any given time, boom, we're in a different defense. And I'm really proud of that effort. I think it created some problems for UTA. I don't think anybody would expect that from us. Gosh, if we just hit free throws, this would have been the perfect game. You know, in my mind, you know, there's no perfect setting. But kids found a way to finish, and that's what I'm most proud of, especially coming off the last two games.
Taylor, just take us through that last shot, send it overtime, you know, what you saw when you let the ball go.
It was like 14 seconds on the clock, and I knew I couldn't pass the ball to Kalia because she wouldn't have made a three. And somebody was denying Ariel, so I had to get a shot off. So I just shot it, and it went in.
I'm sure the opposing team is going to like to hear that.
Coach, you say that defensive effort was a big reason why you shut down Van Dyke to 2 points after the first half?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, you know, a lot of it, again, goes back to the fact that Kalia Mays and Jacqueline Jeffco did a great job on her. Kalia and Jack did a good job finding her early. But with that being said, the players, if you notice as you watch film, and I saw this out there clearly, the players rotationally that helped quite a bit were Megan and Aaron Peoples. They did a good job of understanding who their matchups were and when they could deter. Just kind of sit in the lap, maybe give them a look. So there's a lot of second guessing on the offense's part of giving Van Dyke the ball at times. So she wasn't able to get those quick, easy, early looks, and then they had to shift. And I think that the help defense that helped Kalia and Jacqueline there was huge. It was huge. So they were never out there on an island. And I go back to our team defense again. I think our players did a good job. Where we didn't do a good job was we gave them quite a bit of layups there, you know, just driving and taking us off the bounce. And a lot of that happened, you know, with our secondary rotation. But, you know, we found a way to hamper down after we hit them with that during a timeout, and I'm really happy.
That final timeout with about I think it was second last timeout with about 2 minutes left. It looked like before that, you know, there was kind of a lid on the rim offensively. Then after that, the comeback just started rolling after that. What did you tell them just before that or during that?
Well, a lot of times, you know, as a coach, you got to kind of get a feel for where your players are. When they came off the floor, they can tell you, I asked them, you guys believe? Do you believe? Didn't get the greatest response, so I asked again, do you believe? Said it's 2 minutes and some change. We're down by 7. We do this all the time in practice. I'm a big believer in situations. We do it at least every other day. Sometimes I have 2 minutes, sometimes 17 seconds, sometimes, you know, we mix it up. And when they all basically knew, said, yeah, coach, we're good, I really was at ease as a coach. I knew they're going to give their best effort. And they clearly knew, geez, we can score. 7, you know, we're only down by 7. 2 minutes and 30 seconds is a long time. That probably was the longest stretch, if we watch it on film, that we've played maybe this year, that time. Then they really just went in the game and just found a way, and, you know, she just threw up a shot and it went in.
Megan, it's probably one of your best shooting nights in a while. Was it nice to finally see the shots going down? I think it was 4 of 6 you finished with.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to see the ball go through the rim.
Because I believe in the first half when the offense was kind of struggling a little bit, it was always you that was always the one that kind of, they relied on, you know, like, all right, we're kind of struggling, Megan can hit a shot. What's it like being that rock tonight that the offense can rely on?
I mean, it's great, and the good thing about this team is it's every night there's somebody different. You know, tonight it was me, and then Taylor hit that, you know, big shot at the end. And then it's not really just me being that rock, but, you know, everybody staying together as a team. You know, when we huddle, just everybody picking each other up, and just being positive.
Coach, what does it say about your team, you know, to be able to win a game like this? I mean, you have to learn a lot about your team having to come back from where they were with about 2 minutes to go.
You know what, the team can tell you this, that we talk quite a bit about where we are talent-wise compared to the rest of the league and where we are in actuality. And I think, to me, what it shows is that the more opportunities they have, not that you like dealing with this type of adversity at any point as a coach, and they are able to overcome the adversity, the more they have a clear understanding of what could actually happen for this team within this season right now. And so for me, again, it's just a testament to the kids understanding that and their follow-through. at this point for me with our team is what is our response going to be tomorrow going into our game against Georgia State. For them, this is for them to enjoy tonight. We hit, they go to class tomorrow. We hit the floor again. And it's going to be really important to see our response, our timeout response, our break response, whatever you want to call it. That response, that consistency is really going to show me and show us and each other how far we can go.
Megan, UTA came out with a lot of full court presses tonight. Did you feel comfortable breaking those tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Having 2-point guards and even Taylor 3-point guards on the floor always makes it a little easier. The load's not always on me, it's not always on Ariel. And that helps with, kind of confusing the defense a little bit. And just having all three of us being able to bring up the ball, confuses them and kind of makes it more difficult for them to guard that press.
Coach, I remember you telling me that Chandra Green was going to be one of the main focuses. I believe she only got 4 shots off, fouled out of the game. Just talk about the perimeter defense that you guys have.
Well, you're right. One thing we talked about is we've got to do a great job on 44, and we've got to do a great job on Green, and I think we did that tonight. We mixed up the looks, but when I say we mixed up the looks, we were always keying in on those 2 young women. I think that's important. And the question was asked to me by another person from the media. If I had to choose, who you really had to stop, I'll always go back to Green. She's the one who makes them go. She's the one who gets the energy going. She's the one who hits their big shots. She's the kid that you want in at the end of the game. And so being able to slow her down was critical for us. And I think you found that multiple women out there. There were times where we just did a good job of never letting her get the ball back. There were times we just did a good job of making it tough for her to get her shot off. I mean, on the catch, boom, somebody was in her face. I think it frustrated her and she wasn't prepared for that. And I really appreciate the kids following through from that end regarding our game plan.